The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Kansas City, A Domain Divided, Season 3 premiere. I am, of course, a storyteller and chief troublemaker around here, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Dr. Katerina Rakosi of Clan Zamitsi. And it is the year of the, it is the year of the dragon, y'all.
Oh, it is. That's true. I'm Dale, and I'm playing Callum McFarlane of Clan Ventru.
I'm Ree, and I'm playing Rashad Giovanni of the Hakata.
I'm House. I play Bo Solomon of Clan Toreador.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Gwyn Schultz of the Ministry.
Last season, this coterie moved to Kansas and set up shop. And then they dealt with a blackmailer for the prince. Well, not directly blackmailing the prince, blackmailing a Sabbat that had some information the prince wanted. And in the end, they caught the blackmailer and watched the one who was blackmailed, a really bad shitbag of an individual, get his karma returns on it. But somewhere in the midst of all of this, Callum invited Becky to come eat at his restaurant. And she told him she would come visit in 30 days. 30 days to the hour. And so, in between seasons, the time is ticked down, and now we arrive. It is the night before the attack. The coterie has gathered one last time to make their plans to defend Callum and Bo's restaurant, because they know Becky is planning this attack. And I'm going to turn it over to the coterie as they have gathered in their logistics company. Janine is operating the desk tonight. A new addition to this group, actually. She is manages the phones and handles the communications there at the logistics and kind of runs a logistics company.
Mm-hmm. Imagine Janine from Ghostbusters, and that's the ghoul.
That's their joke. So I'm turning this over to the players as they have gathered here to discuss their plans to deal with Becky.
It's not too late to cancel the reservation, right?
Oh, it's totally too late.
I don't think
Go ahead.
you didn't have much of a choice here.
Yeah.
The invitation was extended.
No, I know.
Yeah. And
Yeah, thanks, Callum.
Becky's had 30 days to plan.
If we don't have hospitality, what do we have?
We're in the middle of a war.
Standing.
Our lives.
Anyway, speaking of, she's had 30 days to plan. And I guarantee you she has. I guarantee you she has sent incognito operatives to scope out your place, to see who comes and goes, to see how you operate. I guarantee that they are going to send a crew. From my experience, combined with what we've learned with how things are going in this city, likely you can expect a group. I suspect possibly Gould animals, Gould humans, maybe even dominated humans that aren't ghouls, rushing into your place. That's the distraction. What they're really going to try to do, Callum, is take out your business altogether. Because while the Sabbat tent, in my experience, was a bit willy-nilly with their shovel heads and ghouls and things like that, because, you know, those are a dime a dozen, they know better than to waste all night trying to kill a Ventru. The best way to hit a Ventru is their financial interests. And that's what they're going to do. I guarantee you the goal is not to destroy you or necessarily anyone else, but it is to destroy your business. So you have a choice. Do you just let that happen to save your own skin and show that you are weak to the enemy? Or do you stand your ground and defend your castle?
Obviously the latter. I didn't build this with Bo for it to be destroyed, or to let someone who thinks lesser of us to prove that we're weak.
Yeah. It's a smart choice. Trying to stand to defend it. Now, I'll tell you, you may not succeed. Depends on who they have running the operation. And what assets they have deployed for it. If it seems you all become at a disadvantage, get the fuck out. Let it burn. Take as many out as you can, then get the fuck out. You can always put in an insurance claim to get your shit back.
Absolutely. That's what it's for.
I will be outside. I'm going to be with Bella. Because while they're going to have the distraction likely come in, I want to see what the real task force is. I also want to try to prohibit as many as I can actually making it into the building.
Do you know how many people Bella is planning on bringing?
I don't know yet. I'll know when I meet with her tomorrow night. I do plan to have my family on standby. They will not be at the location, but they will be at a secure place so that if any ghouls or humans need either medical attention or cleanup, they can handle it.
Ashton will also be borrowing one of the moving vans tomorrow night. He'll be a couple blocks away if needed.
Good.
For transport or whatever.
Most certainly have your exit strategy locked and loaded because you're likely going to need it. If Becky's been planning this for a month, she knows ins and outs of your place, at least what could be found. Guaranteed.
Have you noticed any things odd at your place, Callum? Anything seems to be being tested for weaknesses?
I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary. Bo?
Not particularly, but I don't let people back into the kitchen either that aren't supposed to be there. So
Right.
if they're there and I don't know it, they're doing sneaky things.
Standard new guests. So any of them could have been someone who was casing the joint.
I don't mean to interrupt your intentions, but I will add another bit of a warning, since we do not know who this other necromancer is. I do not know if any of you possess the ability to see beyond the veil, so to speak. But if there are ghosts, I would suggest you immediately flee. My uncles and aunties were not very clear on ways to defend yourselves from them. So I would recommend giving up on fighting. If that is the case, dying is not the worst thing that can happen to you, I assure you.
Just confirming you said ghosts.
Oh, yes, those exist.
Cool.
Yeah. What do you think that the Giovanni and others work with?
And no, I know. I mean, just making sure I heard him correctly.
Don't we have one around here?
Oh, the whole freaking area is haunted.
I was gonna say, I think we might have one here, actually, speaking of.
So far, the spirit has not bothered us, and I would recommend leaving it that way. The truly undead are very difficult to deal with, especially older ones. Much in our same way of working, they grow in strength. And if we are forced to deal with one, I cannot guarantee that I will be any more useful protecting you than any of you will be in dealing with it on your own. I don't know if Bella can see them, Katerina. But on the off
I can't
chance,
see them unless they want me to see them. I will say that is good advice, Rashad, because that's not something I had much experience with at all. That just really wasn't a tactic that I was exposed to. But yes, certainly it could be. I'm not sure how invested something of that level, if it is a potent necromancer, would be invested in a small time hit like this. Because let's be real, we're nobody.
I mean, that depends how much someone's paying them.
True.
Someone felt like paying them. Might.
Like I said,
And
I have no certainty of if it would be or if it wouldn't be, but it's good to keep in mind. If Rashad warns y'all that there are ghosts about, run.
And while I agree in your general sense when you use the term nobody, but learning what we've learned, we're a little less nobody here.
Oh, I'll give you that. But we're not titled. You know what I mean?
No.
We're not, in the grand scheme, we're not important. Yes,
Right.
It's still a blow to the tower for them to do this. And it's, it's not that we're nobody, but, it's still that.
I'm just saying what we've learned about the weird stuff going on in the city is more my point.
I get you. And I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that ultimately this is a small hit compared to them going like after a council member or going out, something like that. So I'm not sure that they would leverage all that, but I wouldn't put it past them. The ghosts are probably a bigger renewable resource than the kindred are right now.
Unless their goal is to use the wraiths to possess the bodies of kindred.
That's true too.
But either way, just be careful.
We can at least count on you for a warning if you pick up on their presence.
Of course.
So we're doing the Shawshank escape if need be, right?
I think it's however you can get out. That's an option. But if it's nowhere near you.
Do you have any way to mitigate the flow into your place?
We already have. The staff is clearing the floors for carpet cleaning and a whole restaurant cleaning. They know they're going to have the day off. And I instructed them to stack tables and chairs near windows and doors to allow access into them, but just kind of in a restrictive way without telling them.
Crude barricade.
Got
Yeah.
you. Got you. It'll work for the first few, probably. Yeah, but that's enough. That's enough. It stems the tide briefly, gives you a chance to assess and figure out what you're going to do. So,
Bo, do you want to let them know where the postern is in case that they need to exit that way?
Yeah, I would describe in the kitchen how to GTFO, as they say.
I will let you know if there are any blood sorceries or other such magics involved. On the off chance that you are unable to survive, are there any things you would like for us to take care of for any of you?
We had a lawyer here and we couldn't even have wills put together. Probably should have done that beforehand.
I'll hand you a business card with my sire's information on it. She'll know how to distribute everything.
Very well.
I've talked with Teddy about this situation. He's not. I told him not to be anywhere near here. I'll write his number on a napkin and give it to you.
All right.
Take the technology from my house. I don't have a lot, but maybe you'll find something with what I have.
I'm staying at Callum's, so I don't have much.
All right.
protect my family.
Of course.
We're going to get out of this.
I believe we will. But that's the only thing I need.
Bo and I already have contingencies set up to take care of the staff. They'll be fine till they find something new.
What about you, Rashad?
Yeah.
I imagine my family will take care of anything important. Though you all are free to help yourselves to anything of value that I own. Ms. Schultz should be able to show you to my residence, and anything of use is yours to take.
Well, let's just say that's not going to happen, but thanks. So, yeah, it sounds like a workable plan, but seriously, do not think you're a motherfucking hero. Get the fuck out if you need to. Okay? Let the place fucking burn. Places, stuff can be replaced.
To that point, gas lines have been turned off at the restaurant.
Oh, good. Not to say that won't still, they can still fucking do something.
Burned,
but
not burned as you know.
As quickly and as intensely.
Less flammable.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Good. I'm glad. But yeah, I'll be outside. Do we have comms or anything?
Yes, and I'll grab a bag, open it up, and I'll hand everybody some. They look like small walkie-talkies.
Okay.
Everything's already been set up. Like I said, I'll point out on a map where Ashton's going to be posted up with the van. We have a secondary fallback position to my haven if anyone needs a place to escape to. The watchmen will be on alert. I let them know that, some crazy folks have been emailing me lately, and just to be on a higher level of alert.
All right.
What's the lighting situation like there? I think Bella told me I'm not the only thing that hides in the shadows.
Well, if the power goes out, it will just be emergency lighting. So over exits and, over the doors to the kitchen, leading folks to an exit. So the front exit, rear exit, kitchen, and dock.
Storyteller, Would my heightened senses, if I heightened my eyesight, would that help me see in the dark some, even if it's not like
yes,
supernatural? Like,
provided there's no other brighter lights nearby, of course, because as you heighten your senses, if there's any kind of a bright light,
right.
It would blind you.
But more just to give maybe a little, like even a semi-enhanced night vision. Like,
yes, that would work, provided if you get caught in darkness. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
The nice thing is the location of the restaurant. I mean, there's all like park buildings around where you are, so they're going to be closed.
I'm fortunately not too worried about collateral damage, especially the time. But
so that'll be good.
It's not a,
because the sun doesn't go down till like 5:30, and they're already closed by 5. So it's like okay.
It's not like we're a downtown district or anything.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. All right. Sounds like we have a plan. I will not be meeting y'all at the restaurant. I'm going to be meeting with Bella at her gym, and then we'll be arriving together. So we'll have our comms. And like I said, if it gets hairy, get the fuck out.
I'm assuming Bella's is the HOA support that we're getting.
Yes. She's a little somber. Trust me. That's good support.
No, I'm not doubting it. I'm not. No, I'm not critiquing. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that she will.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to be bringing her boys or not. I don't know. I'll find out more tomorrow night when I meet with her.
Okay.
Does anyone need any weapons? I have a few extra guns.
Shotgun, please. Whatever kind of shotgun you would have would be fantastic.
Of course. I have an older World War II one that my father used to use that I can bring out. Can't guarantee it'll be up to modern standards.
Do any of you have any knives you'd be willing to part with?
Yes, I've got knives.
So willing to part with is the critical part for that, because I imagine you are.
We have an excess of knives. We have an excess of knives.
Oh, I guess I could just pick up some off the tables and everything. Perfect.
Well, actually, for the kitchen knives that we have, we just got a bunch of them back from the sharpener, so you should be good to go there, Gwen.
There are plenty of kitchen knives, chef's knives that aren't like the one you all gave me that will be plenty effective.
Bo doesn't leave his at the restaurant anyway.
No, that's always on me. That's on my person.
I'm good. I can make my own.
No. Goes without saying, I trust you all. As Katerina said, don't be a hero.
Exactly.
But I trust the plan. I trust you all, and let's do what we can.
I will greet our guests. Rashad will be close by. Bo, you'll be in the kitchen. I'm counting on Kat and Gwen to do what they do.
I'll be doing what I do outside.
I'll just try to retain attention for a long time. Sure.
I'll be doing what I do outside.
Yeah. And I will be putting out positive vibes for you.
But I'll try to give y'all warning if they breach us. So you have some warning as they're coming in. Okay?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Speaking of warning, Rashad, can you just give us a little word, something that we know if you say this over our comms that it's time to bug out as far as the ghosts are concerned?
Will do.
That word being?
Boo?
I'll just use the ghost.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
The wraiths will know if I can see
effective,
them.
Effective word choice.
The wraiths will know if I'm able to see them, so there's no need to really hide it, and no opponents will know.
I think everyone has a pretty good idea of what's going on, and you all go your separate ways to prepare. And with the next night, of course, you all rise and meet up The main part of the group is heading to the restaurant, but we're flashing to Katerina at first because Kat is headed over to Christabella's gym.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's obvious you were expected because when you arrive, they don't even bat an eye at you.
Of course they don't.
Christabella,
A few times.
Christabella's back there. She's wearing leathers tonight, but she is kicking the shit out of a heavy bag when you come in.
Mm-hmm. Bella.
Kat, are we going to have some fun tonight?
Absolutely.
Let me gear up. And she goes over to the side and pulls her jacket that was just thrown there. But under it, you notice there is a belt with a scabbard on it with a very odd handled knife that she wraps around her waist. And there seems to be a care she's paying with this knife, even if it's in a scabbard, as she wraps it around herself. She looks over at you. So I can trust you, right?
As far as you can throw me.
Well, that's pretty far, actually.
Exactly.
Oh. I'm taking a risk tonight to reveal some things that not everyone knows about. So,
okay.
I could give you the normal, yeah, you talk, I'll kill you, but I'm sure you understand the whole.
I do.
It's not worth the effort of all this.
More than you know.
My plan is we're going to get close to the building, and then we're going to sit up across the street in one of the park buildings watching the front. We're going to get set up in a way they can't see that we're set up, of course. Kind of defeat the purpose if they knew we were there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a shortcut method to get us in the building. And a friend of mine will be already in the building to make sure we're not noticed while we're in there. You'll find out why.
Okay.
I know I'm being cagey. I have to kind of be with this one.
I'll trust you. If I can, I have ideas on what they're going to be doing. Not my first rodeo, not my first sect war. I literally want to try to stem the tide that they may try to send into the restaurant.
Yeah, it's really going to depend on what they bring.
Yeah.
That's the hard part is I know what I've been fighting on the excursions into the industrial area, but that's not the same as what's going to happen here.
Right.
So this may be a learning for all of us.
Indeed.
We've never seen what they have when they have a long chance to plan and us to counter plan.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought, and she kind of glances at her waist, a little extra insurance.
I'm looking at my stuff. I don't have any occult, so I don't have a fucking clue what that knife is.
It's got an odd handle. The handle appears to be wrapped black leather, but the handle itself, the metal portion of it, is also black as night. It appears to be metal of some kind. It's definitely could be wrought iron, but it is a black metal.
All right. I am ready when you are.
And she takes you out through a side door to a motorcycle. She's got a big ass Harley. Because I hope you don't mind riding.
Not at all.
Hey, you get to ride bitch tonight.
Works for me. And she hops on.
And she hops on this Harley, and yeah, it's a chopper, handlebars up.
Uh-huh.
It's not what you expect a Lasombra to be riding around in. It's more Bruja or Gangrel kind of turf, but it's obvious that she's done this a lot as she peels off into the night on this thing. And she drives you through the city. You can't really talk when you're moving, but you get about a block and a half away from the restaurant, and you can just barely see one window of the park building, one of the second floor windows. And she says, you might want to get real close to me right about now.
And I do.
And if this is your first time, I'm sorry. And she steps sideways into a shadow, and you are suddenly encased in, you don't know how to describe it other than you are caught in the embrace of pure death.
I'm going to turn on Eyes of the Beast.
You are, it's hard to, it is the cold of death, but you don't feel cold in this way, though this is almost stifling and overpowering feeling of death, the end of everything, entropy all wrapped in one. And then you realize you've stepped into the inside of the park building.
And I have eyes of the beast. Did I happen to see anything as we did this?
No, for you, it was just pitch black.
Okay. Because with eyes of the beast, it sees through the somber dark.
It does, but you were only momentarily in the shadow realm
Okay.
for just a second.
All right. Well, when Kat comes out of the shadow, her eyes are glowing almost like an amber type red, and they have slit pupils like a reptile.
And let's go downstairs. And as you go down the stairs, you come into the front waiting area of the parks building, and there's a young African-American male there. He's got a goatee going, hair cropped close. He's wearing, jeans and a t-shirt. It's really extremely unassuming.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks over at Bella. Yeah, they can't see in. And she smiles. She goes, yeah, on the outside, this is now our mirror.
Really?
My little friend here, he does tricks of the eyes. Andre, and he looks at it, Dre, meet Kat.
Nice to meet you, Dre.
And he smiles. Hey, ain't nothing but thing out here. That's what I do.
Nice trick.
Yeah, it's just something I do. If they look from the outside, it's just mirrored glass. Not a heavy mirror, not enough to be noticeable that I've done it, but just enough to make sure that even if they use tricks to see in the dark, they won't see anything beyond the glass.
Excellent.
I can't use it to do much to distract them, but I can make sure that we're in position here. I'll see what little tricks I can pull when shit starts, but be aware anything I do doesn't actually hurt anybody.
I got you. I'm the opposite. Everything I do can hurt somebody.
You sound like her. And you see Bella, she pulls the knife out of its scabbard.
Uh-huh.
And the blade, you can feel when the blade is unsheathed. The cold is radiating from Bella at this point.
Mm-hmm.
The blade it's not a black blade. It gives off no light. It actually is absorbing any light in the room. So the only way you can tell there's a blade there is the fact that there is no light, no reflection, nothing. And the cold as she pulls this blade out. It's got a good 1.5 feet of whatever this metal is. And Dre looks over at her. You know I hate when you pull that damn thing out. That thing is creepy. Why do you even fucking use it still? She goes, 'cause it's fun. And Dre looks over. You see what I got to put up with?
I see. I have roused and rolled for my vicissitude.
Okay.
And I got 3 successes.
Okay.
So what I would like to do is transfer 1 point of my stamina into Dex.
Okay.
And the remaining 2 that I can use, because I can use up to the 3,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to add into armor.
Okay. So you're going to shift shit around into some armor. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And literally they will see Kat kind of stretch, and she becomes a little more limber as it is. And then she kind of rubs along her chest, and all her skin under it hardens.
And Dre looks over. Hey, I can do that. And he closes his eyes a second, and an abomination steps into the room from one of the side areas. That's the only way to describe it. It's got 4 arms. It's about 7 foot tall. Its head is almost brushing the ceiling. And as it steps in, you can hear its raspy breath. And Bella just reaches over with her free hand and smacks him in the back of the head. Quit showing off. And it just disappears.
Yeah.
I show you a pretty woman and you act like this every goddamn time.
And she knocks on the hardened skin, and it actually has like a thud to it. And she says, no, mine's real.
He does this every time. That's why I don't take him out places.
And I'm also going to rouse for feral weapons.
Okay. Going to grow scalpel fingers?
Scalpel sharp claws, and my fangs are going to elongate.
Okay. So while you're waiting in this building, we're actually going to flash over to the interior of the restaurant as the group is set up. Now, you don't know where Kat is. Does Kat let them know she's there with the communication?
Once I get all prepped up, I get on the walkie-talkie and be like, I'm ready. So we're keeping an eye out.
So the rest of you have set up in the restaurant. I know Gwen said she is obfuscated, hiding to slink around. Where's everybody else's position in the restaurant? Just so I'm aware.
I'll be like in some middle point between where Rashad and Callum are and the kitchen.
Okay.
Rashad is near the entrance, but he is standing so there is a window behind him, and you will make sure that no one is able to separate, just to prevent a clear line from him in that window.
I'm also going to be, I imagine we have a couple electric ovens in case like there is issues with gas line. So I'm going to set up some saucepans and heat up some oil.
Okay.
Not boiling because we don't need that mess, but just hot.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Callum is near the center of the dining room, in front of the door. There's an immaculate 8-top set up there, all the glassware, all the service set up, wine buckets and everything set up, and it's set right in the middle of the room, underneath the largest cast iron chandelier that we have in the dining room.
Okay, let me
And
get
that chandelier is just a little bit, probably 1.5 feet larger in diameter than the table that it's above.
let me get everyone, including Kat, to give me your wits awareness that we're going to use for this scene. We will use the same wits awareness unless something drastically changes. I won't have you re-rolling it.
I'm
Will
going to
ambushes apply?
surge.
Go ahead and surge if you wish. Instincts, you said, Rashad?
Ambushes.
Ambushes. Oh, yes, you can use Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take half. That'll give me 2.
Okay.
Concealed objects?
Yes, I will let you use that. That way I just know ahead of time what we got going on.
It says resolve, but it's supposed to be wits, and I am going to re-roll that.
Okay. 4 from Gwen.
I'm willpowering.
Oh wait, I did that.
I will power it as well. So it's 3 total for me.
5.
So 3.
Shanky, did mine not show up?
No, I didn't see yours. Try again.
Yeah.
Rashad's got to re-roll his to hopefully get the right one this time.
Oh, in addition to the obfuscate abilities I have up, I also have up Eyes the Beast to see
Okay.
in case.
That didn't work too well for you there, Callum. You got 0.
All right, I just
Can
had
I
to roll 3
willpower
dice.
that?
Let me see here. Which one?
You actually did better than I did.
In the meantime, I'm going to up my sight and smell
3, huh?
with heightened senses.
Okay. So 1. The best you have is Gwen with 5, huh? Or
Rashad has 6.
Rashad has
'cause
6?
He has a
No,
willpower
that
later
No,
on.
that was a misroll. Rashad has
was
3.
a-
Oh, sorry.
So
Hmm.
Gwen has 5. Okay. Good to know. Okay. I just needed to know that. And I know what Christabella has, so that way we're ready for this. You're sitting there, and as it's getting closer to the time, or for you, Kat, the first thing you see is somebody on a bicycle pedaling up to the front of the restaurant. Obviously a courier.
Mm.
Now, for you, Callum, got to be 19, 20 years old. Courier's bike stops right out front of the restaurant. And the kid gets off it and comes up and knocks on the door.
Okay. I'll walk over to the door without opening it at first, and I'll say, closed for a private party.
Message for Mr. Callum McFarland.
Yes, that would be me. You can leave it there.
And he lays it down. Thank you. And he
Okay.
gets on the bike and rides
Have a
away,
good night.
leaving the
Yes.
letter right there on the front.
Okay.
Storyteller, I would like to do a premonition, please.
Please,
Same.
go ahead and roll.
Same here.
Same there? Okay.
All right. And I did rouse my resolve.
Okay.
And I am going to roll my resolve.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, all the dice getting rolled, but that's because of what's happening. Let's see what we get here.
Oh my
One.
goodness, what is happening?
You know, last season you were
I'm
great with
gonna-
your premonitions. This season,
Mhm.
All right. Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
Rashad, I was expecting more of the same this evening.
So
I was
Rashad
too,
has
but,
2. Bo has 3.
It's better to get the bad rolls out now.
Yep. Rashad, as you're looking, only 2 though. As you shift your vision, first you see nothing, but you hear the crying of a woman and a man, and you can feel the despair and the feeling of loss they have. But it's not one woman, not one man. It's more than one. It's a group of them crying over what they've lost. And the wave of violence washes over you. That's all you get with 2. Now for Bo, something odd with your premonitions this night. You don't see anything, but you hear music. At first, it's a peaceful tune, nice and smooth. And then you hear some harsh counterpoints to it. And as this harshness builds to a crescendo, suddenly, halfway through, the music completely changes. Not a new element, but it changes completely. And as it builds once again to a new crescendo, under it all, you hear the undertone of mourning, almost a funeral dirge included in it. And 3's not enough to give you any hints as to what also was hidden under the music, though. And then you are back to yourself. Your premonitions haven't done that before.
Were you able to find out anything, Bo?
Less clear than normal. I did get a sense that things are going to start off one way, but there's going to be a drastic change at some point. So again, that I think what Katarina had said, there's going to be potentially indicate a diversion, and then just have to watch for what the actual plan is or assault. So we can't get too tied down by whatever first few waves there are. Again, just what I got from it. Don't know if it's right. It was different.
Not much to be said here either. I don't know if I'm having a hard time understanding or if something is preventing me from glimpsing what could happen, but we should be prepared.
As you're discussing, Callum, do you go and check that letter that was left out front?
I'm gonna grab the pole we use to change the lights,
Mhm.
and just hit it at first.
You hit it, nothing happens. It seems to be,
Okay.
it's got a wax seal on it.
Explosive paper.
It's got a
Yeah.
wax seal on it, but it's a folded up, looks like it's an envelope. Flat.
Real thin?
Yeah, real
Okay,
thin.
all right.
Nothing. It's obviously just got paper in it.
All right. I'll go grab it.
Okay.
Grab a knife off the table, open it up.
And when you open it up, there is a letter inside. And the
Mhm.
script it's written in is very nice, flowing, almost formal.
Hmm.
I hereby announce we are on the way to accept the invitation you so graciously gave us. See you soon, and it's signed Becky.
Okay. And I'll hand that to Rashad.
And even from a distance, could I use my kindred iconography on the letter
Yes, you can.
between the wax seal or any sort of?
Yep. Go ahead and
things
give me
hidden
a, I don't know. What do you want to roll for this?
What do I roll for this
You
typically?
can roll whatever. You go wits streetwise. You want to go that? You can use that one.
Sure, that works.
Okay.
Can I use Sense the Unseen on the letter as well?
You can.
Wonderful.
Everyone's paranoid tonight. I don't know why.
Knowledge is power.
Is that what we're going with? Okay.
Watch, Becky's just coming to have dinner.
I know. Yeah, she
That's what
just
you said.
that would be
It'll be a nice,
incredible.
lovely dinner.
I'm ready for that.
I get one extra dice. I just didn't know how to add a third, so it's 5 total. Because I get 3 for that. I get 3 extra streetwise dice, but I didn't know how to do a +3 because +2 was the only option.
You can click +2 and +1 next time, and it'll give you 3.
Oh, I can do both.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Just so you know.
Cool.
As you're looking at it, the wax seal. Oddly enough, the wax seal has a rat for the wax seal, which kind of seems weird. But then as you're staring at it, you realize the seal itself isn't important. It's the way the wax was melted around it. It is a rat encompassed in a dragon, which is the dragon is the symbol, Clan Zemitzi. She signed it with her clan symbol hidden in the wax.
I'd point that out.
Now, for you, Rashad, you use Sense the Unseen on it. The wax seal itself has faint traces of blood magic on it, just the seal. Now, Callum did not cut the seal, though. He cut the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
So the seal was never broken.
There are small traces of sorcery on the letter, on the seal. My assumption would be they have a method to know if we've opened it, but I would suggest we get rid of the letter, just to be safe.
Did you pick up anything from the letter itself?
No.
Okay.
Kat, you see it first. You and Christabella see it first. The movement coming around the building that you're in. Rats. 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20.
She's going to get on the walkie-talkie. Sorry. Brain froze for a second there. Walkie-talkie, and is going to be like, at least 15 rats coming around the building.
And when you look out there, you can see them when she points it out. They've lined up across the street from your restaurant. And I do mean lined up. They're sitting up on their hindquarters, watching. There's 20 of them now. Perfectly straight line, all along the curb, watching.
Well, I'm assuming these guys are not going to go for the pest control traps we have around the buildings.
Is this normal for the dragons? I was under the impression they were more high society than this.
That would be a question for Kat.
Sheila, you're asking the wrong bitch.
Christabella goes, aren't they little ugly fuckers?
Yeah, they are.
Are they the spectators?
Likely.
All I know is we're not getting downgraded by the health inspector, so we better take care of these fucking rats.
Exactly.
They haven't moved from their spot. They're watching. And then you all clearly hear tires squealing. And a large, well, it's an armored truck. It's one of the Brinks money trucks that they use to pick up and refill money at ATMs comes around the corner. Heavily armored, big sumbitch. And right here, everybody, we're going to go to break before this combat begins because otherwise we won't get a break tonight.
No, we won't.
So as this big armored monstrosity comes around the corner, we will see you in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break. And welcome back from break. Well, before the break, they were defending Callum's and Bo's restaurant. They've got an audience of 20 now rats watching the proceedings, all of them on their back legs, almost like they're a gallery of watchers. You've got Kat and Christabella in the building across the street. Christabella having some odd black-bladed weapon. She's got her assistant friend, Dre, who apparently can make illusions.
Her pet Ravnos, yeah.
Not a pet. He is an individual. And there was a Brinks, one of those armored vans that are used at ATMs that come squealing around the corner. And yes, Callum, it is coming at a high rate of speed towards your business. Christabel looks over. There they come.
Yeah.
I'm not stepping in front of that. I'll wait till it stops.
It's going to stop in the door.
Probably. As you see this vehicle coming, everybody in the restaurant, what are you doing? You've got enough time to react. It's barreling, but I mean.
And she has the earpiece with the mic and stuff, so y'all heard her say it's probably going to come through the door.
I want to back up, guys.
Rush out back into the kitchen. Keep strong.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably what Gwen's gonna do too.
I'll back to the side so I have a different angle from those guys from the kitchen.
As it comes up, I mean, it doesn't, whoever's driving it doesn't even attempt to slow down. He plows at full speed. He got up to about 45 in the vehicle before he hit. And a vehicle that size, that weight, and that armored, it makes a hell of an impact. The whole building reverberates with the hit. And you can clearly see the driver. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt. It's got bulletproof glass, which prevented him from being ejected from the vehicle. But he was ejected into the steering wheel and the glass. And the whole front of the glass now is obscured with blood. And then the back door pops open. You're not quite sure how it popped open. The handle didn't move. You just hear a pop noise and the door swings open. And out of the vehicle, Callum, you can clearly see them. You recognize them. Two of your busboys and one of your waitresses come out. Their faces twisted. They've been gnawing on their own lips. They're bleeding. Hands are twisted into claws. The look in their eyes is not sane. There's a rabid hunger that you've seen before. You saw it on a ghoul in a gimp suit. Three of your employees they got hold of. But these aren't ghouls. You've learned that the blood is corrupted here. They embraced them anyway and turned them into ravening monsters. No good for anything but killing everything around them.
Do I know if there's any fix for that?
Oh no, once embraced, you're embraced. And
I mean, for their condition specifically.
not that you've heard. This is what has
Okay.
caused them to not use any kind of Sabbat troops in regular activities, because it's clear that these are useless troops. They will kill anything and everything they can reach. And as they come out of the back of the armored vehicles, and for those that aren't aware, you can't get into the back of the armored vehicle if the door is closed from the inside. It was a sealed container in the back with them locked in it. As soon as that door opened, out they come.
Opens fire on the closest one.
Okay. Kat, you and Christabella. Christabella just says, shall we?
We shall expect something else, though.
Oh, of course. And she grabs you and you two step into the shadows and come back in the back of the damn vehicle.
Yep.
It was in shadow.
And I'm going to literally pounce on the nearest one to me.
Okay, that would be the waitress that it was the last one out.
And I'll be literally...
Okay, so you're pouncing on that.
I'm pouncing and going for claws.
Callum, what are you doing? We'll go around the table and figure out what people are doing.
Yeah, I'm opening fire on the last one out of the door.
Okay. Rashad?
Rashad is leaving the fighting to them and is going to sense the unseen for the real threat.
Okay. Bo?
I will open fire on another one that isn't the one Callum is shooting at.
Okay. And Gwen?
Gwen is also going to keep an eye for alternative threats.
Okay. So I'm going to let Katerina, you can jump on one's back. They're not exactly situationally aware, so I'll let you go first immediately and jump on the one's back. Please give me your melee attack there. You're going to go dex, you can go strength melee or strength brawl. Sorry, strength brawl.
I was about to say it's going to be brawl because I'm using my feral
You're
weapon.
going strength brawl? Go ahead.
No, dexterity brawl.
Dex brawl? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you go immediately and jump on that one's back because you stepped out of the shadows pretty much right there.
Yeah. Yep, my weapons are a light piercing brawl
Yep,
weapon with
plus
a +2
2 damage.
modifier.
Yes.
Yep. Oh,
Go ahead and give me
I'll
your
just
roll.
double check it.
Yep. And they're not halved against kindred,
Yep, hang on. I
unlike normal weapons.
selected the wrong die. There we go. I'm going to willpower.
Okay.
Nope, that didn't work. But
2.
I got 2.
They weren't expecting it. I only gave them 1 for defense because you just stepped out and immediately jumped on them. So that gives you a margin of 1 plus 2 for your brawl. So you're doing 3 non-half damage to them. So you jump on their back and tear into them. And this, I mean, she's an adult, but not really that old. 20, 21 years old as you tear into her. But the pain doesn't even seem to phase her in their maddened state. Callum, go ahead and do your shot. Because they've focused on, they're charging in the restaurant to get hold of you, Bo, Rashad. They didn't know Katerina and the others are there, so they were charging towards you. So I'll let you all get your shots in.
And then how do I add 1 to that?
Plus 1 at the bottom.
The mod by the mod +1. Yeah,
Yep.
just click the +1.
And automatically will add an extra die. But so for now, just roll 1 die since you rolled it normal. Just grab 1 die and throw it on there. And just grab the die at the bottom. Okay, so 4. Your gunshot rings out. You hit them. They're not even trying to dodge your attack. They're charging right into the bullets. Your margin would be 3 using your hand cannon. So that would be 6 damage, but it's halved. So you hit your busboy. Your busboy Brad gets hit for 3 damage. As the bullet punches through, doesn't even slow him down. He don't care that he's been shot. Rashad, you're using Since the Unseen. Give me your resolve all specs that I'll use for the next round or two.
I rolled 2 successes on that.
Okay,
earlier.
we'll keep that in mind. Bo, you're shooting with the shotgun.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me either Dex firearms or Composure firearms. It's up to you which one.
Both are the same. I'm going to surge my dexterity though.
Go ahead. That'll add 2 more dice, and if you've got specialized in fire and shotguns.
Could you remind me the order in which I need to do that again?
First, make your attack roll. Make sure you hit the +1 and the +2 because you got 1 for your specialization, 2 for your surge. So hit those 2 and then do your dex firearms. And then afterwards, hit the rouse button. That way it doesn't put your blood die into your current roll. 4 with a shotgun. Your shot rings out. Hits him. Obviously, they're not trying to block it. They're going to take, because it's rounded down, they also take 3 damage. The other one doesn't stop them. Now, remember, these are bullets. They're not doing aggravated. They're only doing superficial. Gwen, you don't appear to be seen. So you're good to go.
Yeah, but she was still going to look around, though.
Yep.
Or, like, make sure that the threats.
The rats have started to move towards the building, all of them. They're not running. They're slowly advancing. In a straight line, perfectly straight. You can almost draw a ruler to it.
She'll let the others know that that's happening.
Someone is showing off tonight. They're not there yet. Now I get to have the one that got hold of you, Kat, or one that you got hold of.
Yep.
You cut him good. Her good, sorry. But with an unbelievable amount of strength that belies how thin this woman is, after cutting, she throws you forward off her, causing you to sail past her and land in the street.
Excellent. She's going to land on her feet.
Give me a Dex Athletics to land on your feet.
Sure will.
You only need 2 successes.
I'm going to surge the dex.
Man, everybody's just going to surge everything tonight. Go ahead. It works. Oh, nice. 7 with
a crit.
With a messy crit. With an unnatural amount of grace and agility. You get hurled through the air and you do like a double backflip, and land on your feet and slide on your feet.
Yes,
keeping
superhero landing.
Like 3-point superhero landing.
But sliding backwards as she lands, but not tipping over.
Yeah.
Just leaning and keeping the balance,
and
even
I
though
have the elongated fangs, and I'm just laughing at her.
Callum, the busboy comes into you. Now, this turn, you were shooting. He wasn't even trying to defend. He comes in and attacks you, but barely gets his claw on you. You take 1 superficial. Barely. You can't take less than 1 on an attack if they hit you. That's just how that is. The other one, shotgun boy there, is the next one to get hit by the other busboy. And he also barely gets you. They're not good fighters. They're stronger than they should be. But they're not good fighters. They were never trained as fighters. This busboy, 2 busboys and a waitress. 1 damage, superficial for Bo.
Right.
Rashad, you don't see anything, but as you and Gwen are looking and listening, you hear glass breaking from the roof.
Do we see anything?
No, you can't. You're in the building.
Well, I didn't know there was like skylights or something.
Someone else has joined us.
Sounds like a bottle maybe broke, or several bottles broke.
All right.
Next round. Kat, I know you're going after the waitress.
Yeah, this time I'm going for a bite attack.
You're going right back in on her.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to risk drinking that blood?
Oh, yeah. Fucking hungry.
The
Yeah.
corrupted blood.
I'm fucking hungry.
Interesting. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if that pays off. Callum, this round they're in melee with you, so if you're going to shoot, you'll be shooting while defending, and they're attacking. They don't defend, so.
Right.
But that's all you can really do. You know you're not in a lot of danger from them. You're going to have to put them down because they'll keep attacking.
Yeah.
But you know they don't have the strength or the skill to really do a lot of damage to you. Rashad, are you maneuvering anywhere, or are you just going to stand there watching Cincy Unseen?
No, for now, Rashad is going to pull out his magnum and shoot. He will shoot the one attacking Bo, because he assumes that Callum is
Okay.
more capable of surviving.
And Bo?
And I will also surge it as well.
I should take offense, but Bo is paper.
So you're going to be shooting again? Okay. And Gwen, what is your plan?
Gwen is still not going to attack, but probably move. Is there like stairs that lead up to like a second floor?
Oh, yes.
Like probably closer to like the stairs to like see if she can like see anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Christabella comes out of the back of that vehicle, moving quicker than a human by far. And now the rest of you, even you, Gwen, who's back towards the stairs, you can feel the weapon, the icy grip of death. I mean, you feel it, all of you. It sends a shiver up your spine. Even you, Rashad, who has dealt with the clan of death. This is a blade that should not be. It should not be here. Should not exist. As she comes out of the back wielding this thing. And she plunges it into the back of the one that threw Cat. That's the one that's closest to her as she comes out.
Okay, I'll switch targets.
And where the blade cuts, the skin around it turns black. Black as night, black as death itself. The skin instantly is necrotic, which vampires don't get necrotic skin. But this did. Skin rots. And with a scream, an inhuman scream, this waitress, Nicole, goes down. The blackness spreading from the wound. Kat, you're facing Christabella when she does it. You see a look of pain on her face as she uses it. Every powerful object has a price. Christabella pays the price when she uses this one. You can see the pain in her face. It wasn't pleasant to stab this girl. It hurt. Didn't stop her. Callum, go ahead and do your attack roll. This is contested. Who gets to hit who?
Do I not get to go?
You'll get to go.
Okay.
You got to change targets, so you're going to have to go after Callum shoots.
Okay.
You can jump in on one of the two busboys.
Or a rat.
Or a rat. Or one of 20. They have not started running either. They're doing an even measured pace, slowly approaching.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't put your stat yet there, Callum. It said your skill can't roll on its own. Select the dot next to your firearms and then drag the die from your skill.
Make sure you add the +1 to the modifier.
Yep.
Yeah, I got +1 selected.
Okay.
You have to make sure you're dragging the die from the attribute.
You don't have firearms selected. So
Oh,
hit the
gotcha,
plus
gotcha,
next to
gotcha.
firearms.
Yep, I got it.
Yep. New season. Now we got to get used to fantasy grounds again.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You got 4. So what happens is the busboy, is this one Brad or is this Nicholas?
It actually, when I changed it, it reset that +1. So I should
No, you still have 5 dice. You have the right amount of dice.
You had the right
it's
amount of dice.
Yep, it's right. There's 5 dice rolled. That's what you should have.
Okay, all
It
right,
even said
okay,
it
all
did
right.
+1.
Okay, perfect.
See, I think Bo shot Brad. So Nicholas tries to attack you. Ineffectual, not skilled, not trained, not fought before. Your gun goes off a second time and hits him. Puts a nice hole in him. Puts a good size hole. This time, the shot staggers him back now that he has 2 giant holes. This one at very close range. Bo, your turn. And then we'll have Rashad jump in after. You realize these weren't meant to hurt you. This was meant to cause you mental pain. You're killing your own staff, Callum.
It's not
All
your
it's doing
staff
is pissing me
anymore.
off.
Not,
All it's doing is pissing me off.
not your staff anymore.
That's right.
For a second there, Bo, you thought Brad would get hold of you. You thought he could. Not quite. What he ended up doing is grabbing the shotgun to try to pull it out of the way, and you just fired it when he grabbed it, giving him point blank to the chest, which blows him back, knocks him on his ass at that close of a range. Rashad, go ahead and make your roll. I'm giving him 1 for defense because he's on the ground now.
All right, since I'm actually not going to surge this time, then.
You put a bullet in him, and Brad lays there, unmoving. Gwen, as you're going towards the steps, you can smell it already. Unmistakable smell of gasoline.
She'll let them know immediately, and she'll start backing away.
Time to go.
Kat, your go. Only one up is Nicholas.
And he's wounded, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He staggered back from Callum's hand cannon.
She's going to turn and face off with the damn line of rats.
When you turn to face the rats, they stop again, sit up on their hind legs, and they all start chittering at you in unison.
I don't have feral whispers, so I don't understand.
No, but it's creepy. It's fucking creepy. They're all chittering in unison.
She's going to close the distance.
And they watch you get closer.
She will pick one up.
Give me wits awareness, please, real quick. Another wits awareness.
I'll take half because I only have 4 dice for that pool.
Okay. You grab one. It doesn't react.
I'll bite it.
Okay. Biting a rat.
I got 6 successes on that attack roll.
Rashad, you see it briefly. The spirit fades into view and then sinks into the ground in front of the restaurant.
Ghost. And Rashad's leaving as soon as possible.
I mean, you see it fades into view, and then it just sinks. Doesn't look at you, just you see it sinking into the ground with effort.
But I don't recognize it, correct?
No.
Like this isn't.
Oh, no. By the outfit, probably a gang member of some kind. The bullet holes in it suggest he was definitely shot a few times.
There's a ghost. It is time to go.
Might be possessed rats.
I'm going to say that between all of you, you only have to worry about Nicholas. There's no hope of him getting up.
No.
But you hear more bottles breaking on the roof. The gasoline, now you can all smell it.
Mm-hmm.
Cat's eating a rat. And as you're eating this rat, one on the end suddenly pivots and looks at you and then shifts. It's a face you haven't seen in a very long time.
She literally snaps the rat in her hand and drops it and says, "You look like shit, brother."
I'm not the one eating rats, sister.
I was just going to get them out of the way. You know, I'm always cleaning up messes you make.
Well, that's not my mess. You may be making enemies if you kill too many of them. They were just here to gather information
Mm-hmm.
and to serve as cover for me.
Of course. Would
I'm
be
afraid
the
you're-
first time I make enemies.
Well, that's true. I'm afraid your building is on fire.
Not mine.
Your friend's is.
Mm.
Hello, Bella. Bella just looks at him, and she's got the knife in her hand. She's kind of pointing it at him. I'll get you eventually. But not tonight, you won't.
Oh, come on, brother.
I've done what I was supposed to do tonight. I hope your friend Callum there enjoyed killing his people.
They weren't his people anymore.
No, but they were when we got them. We had such delightful fun with them before we turned them too. Do you know they screamed so loud, so deliciously?
Did you run away from them too after doing it?
No, I stuffed them in the vehicle, knowing what they would become. It's good to see you, sister. We will definitely be talking again.
Oh, why not now? And she just gives him a feral fucking grin.
I have orders.
Uh-huh.
I follow my orders.
Oh, now you do.
Don't worry. The orders will change eventually. They always do.
Hmm.
You and I have a lot of catching up to do.
Yes, we do.
And then he jumps, and as he jumps, you see him shifting again from rat to owl. And as he lifts up, he was one owl, 4 more, 5 more come out of the air with him and mingle up with him to make him, you can't tell which one is which. But you do get a glance, because Kat, you're outside, you can see it, as one of the owls drops what appears to be a small propane torch onto the roof. Small lit propane torch. For those wondering, the average owl can carry about 5 pounds of weight and fly. That's more than enough weight to carry bottles of gasoline and a propane torch. Because as that propane torch hits the roof, the entire roof of the building goes up in flames. With a whoosh. And Christabella goes, "Now that's new. I haven't seen them try that yet." Well, we'll have to take precautions, won't we? Anyone ordered tin roofs yet?
We will definitely make that a priority.
I think we should. Now, Rashad, you saw the ghost. You don't know where it went.
Sean's leaving.
Which way are you
Good
leaving?
morning, everyone. The closest exit, whether that be a proper exit or a window, doesn't
Okay.
matter. Everyone's closest.
Bo, you were closer to the kitchen, weren't you?
Mhm.
You hear something. You can hear the electrical currents start. Something is caused the electricity in your kitchen to suddenly start arcing everywhere, igniting your bowl or your pot of oil.
Cool.
Don't know how the electricity did that.
Well, the walk-in freezer exit is probably pretty close.
If you're willing to risk running through the kitchen. Or you can go out the front where there's now a large armored vehicle still lodged in the wall. It's a nice big opening. The rest of the rats have backed up since Cat ate one.
Don't like the idea of going out the exit that our attackers made.
And give me Dex Athletics. Because the way the electricity is arcing, you might get touched. Somebody was really showing off tonight, flexing. That was stamina athletics, death athletics.
Oh, son of a gun.
Yeah, death athletics, so you know.
No, I think I just pulled. Stamina's right under Dex. I think I just pulled.
Yeah, I get it. It's a tiny little dot on these sheets.
There we go.
Let's see what you get. 4 is enough. You manage to get through to your to the freezer without getting hit by any of the arcing. But you notice it is spreading. Every electrical device is now arcing electricity through the kitchen. You've never seen something do this before. I'm sure Rashad's heard rumors. So, Bo, you all see slip through the kitchen. Everyone else is out front. Are you all going out the front?
Gwen's going out the closest exit, whether that be a window.
Bella's, I've got, a friend of mine's got a van across the street if y'all want to pile in.
Callum's going to go out the nearest window as well.
And yeah, the whole roof is in flames now.
I'm still staring down the rats.
The rats, they've backed up. They've put 10 feet between you and them.
Oh, I bet they have. It says, if you don't mosey on to your fucking owners, I'm going to eat all of you.
And all of them at once raise up on their back legs and they hiss at you. But then they scatter. All of them, instead of heading back towards around the park building, they all shoot for the storm drains.
I bet they do. And then she says, obvious which side the rats are on.
Those little fuckers show up randomly. I didn't expect this. Look, we got to get out of here. As far as anyone will know, look, that fire is, you're not going to find much of the bodies left anyway. As soon as the fire hits them, they're going to find ash. There won't even be anything to worry about. There's no way to tell what condition they are. Looks like there was an accident that set your building on fire. I think we're covered on that, right? But we need to get out of here. We need to have a talk about this shit. That's Christabella talking. If you want to take your vehicle, go ahead. Where are we meeting? Tell me where.
We can meet at the logistics building.
If you don't want to ride with Dre, that's fine. Kat, you want to ride with me then?
Sure, I'll go with you.
Well, then come on, baby, get close to me. And she sticks the dagger away so you don't have to get close to it.
You keep flirting with me, Alex is going to get jealous.
Yeah. I don't think he can do what I can do.
I'm sure he can't.
And as she says that, you see her step into the shadow again. You all see she kind of steps towards the shadow of the vehicle and then she's gone.
Yeah.
Just gone. Nobody's standing there.
Just leaving me unsatisfied.
She knows she took you with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She doesn't have you walk with her. She just kind of picks you up as she goes and steps in, and you just go with her.
Yeah.
You all gonna run to whatever vehicles you took here?
Yeah, over comms, I'll check to see if Ashton's still there.
He is.
And I'll just calmly walk over to the where the postern exits.
Wait for Bo to come out.
Waiting for Bo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by then, your building is in a lot of flames.
Yeah.
And though the gas is turned off, something's obviously spurned it. It's almost as if something doesn't care that you turned it off. It's reopened shit.
Okay.
Wraiths suck.
As I'm walking, I'm gonna call 911 and let them know that I had an alarm and came down to find my building
Very
engulfed
smart.
in flames.
Very smart. I like that. So as you all gather up in Ashton's vehicle, where are you meeting Christabella?
So I will say that Gwen is probably going to actually ride with Bella's offered vehicle. So Dre, because he's coming too, right?
He's across the street.
Yeah.
You see him come out of the building, African-American, nice goatee. I mean, it's nicely groomed, short hair, jeans, t-shirt, really unassuming looking, but he's got a mischievous look in his face.
Gwen's going to ride with him.
And as you get closer to the building, 1 minute, the glass is kind of reflecting. And in the next minute, it's not reflecting at all as you're getting closer. It just went from reflective glass to not, right in front of you. Aren't you a nice sight for sore eyes?
I was told you could give us a ride.
Sure. I'll give you a ride anywhere you want, baby. Where you want to go?
Don't make me regret this, please.
I'm trying to be charming.
Can you just be normal?
Trying's the operative word.
Define normal.
Not try and be suave. Just be yourself. That's all I'm here for.
This is myself.
We'll see how long you can hold it up. And she'll get in the car.
I've heard that before.
If they have to question it, then that's not a good
And
sign.
he hops in this van with you. It's a windowless van. I think in Chicago, they would have called it a kidnap van. It's got no seats in the back. It looks like it's got bars that could be used to restrain somebody. This is definitely something Christabella uses. It's like, okay, where to? Where are we going?
She'll give him directions to the logistics building.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we'll go.
And Kat, you and Christabella step out of the shadows, not by the bike because you couldn't get a line of sight to it, but right around the corner from the bike.
Yeah.
And once again, you got that feeling of death.
Yeah.
I know you're dead. You don't have to worry about it.
No.
Fuck being immortal going through there, though.
Yeah. No. Fuck that.
And Dre tries to make small talk. Tries. I don't think Gwen's really.
Gwen will like engage in small talk. If he tries to flirt with her, she'll be really awkward about it. But she'll let him talk. She'll ask him a lot of questions, like about himself. Very much Gwen's typical thing of like getting other people to talk.
I mean, look, I'm Dre. Just that's all. You know, like Prince had one name. I'm just Dre. You like flowers?
I do like flowers.
Cool. And he looks over at the dashboard, and suddenly there's a whole bunch of flowers along the dashboard. I had to do a rouse
He
check
is flirting hard.
as he's flexing. No, he has a problem with he likes to flex. He likes to show his powers off.
Yeah, he's a fucking show off, is what he is.
Yes. And they
learn
look,
that
you
trick.
even smell them, Gwen. You smell the flowers. There are roses and some posies in there, even some orchids. And you smell them. They smell real.
That's pretty cool. Where'd you learn that?
I didn't really learn it. It's just something I can do. Trick of the blood, they say.
Could your sire do that?
Yeah. I'm kind
Still
of
around?
I'm kind of unique around here, which is why Christabella doesn't talk much about me to other people. And I'm pretty sure you're going to keep the secret too, right?
What makes you unique, though? I have to actually know the secret first.
That I can do this.
Oh.
This isn't a very common power.
You don't really act like it's a secret. I'm sorry to say.
Look, what is the point of eternal life and being able to do shit like this if you can't share it once in a while?
I mean, that's fair. You just can't call it a secret if you're doing this.
What? You done seen the rest of the shit going on. Might as well show you this too. I can make anything I think of appear. Sight, smell, sound. You can even touch it.
That's
Somewhat.
the most amazing thing you've made.
depends on how you define amazing. I played a trick on Victoria one night, had Manuel show up and give her some just complete bullshit instructions. And she wasn't happy when she found out that it wasn't him. He wasn't happy when he found out it wasn't him. Not allowed to do that anymore.
Bet not. How are they going to tell if you do it again, though?
And he gets that, you can see as he looks over, he's got that glint in his eye again. That's the thing, isn't it?
Have you done it again? I won't tell. Like I said, secrets are secrets.
Give me your manipulation roll.
Oh, wait. Oh, damn, it doesn't work on Kindred. Fuck.
Give me manipulation persuasion.
Wait,
that works?
No, it does work on Kindred.
I think it works on Kindred, not...
Yeah, I think it works on Kindred.
Yeah, doesn't work on mortals.
Awesome. Okay. Difficulty gets lowered. So, what is that?
Give me manipulation and persuasion. And yes, the difficulty is down.
I'm going to search for that.
Okay.
My pool is so little. Oh, it didn't show up. I'll do it again. Persuasion.
Let's see what you get.
Oh, come on. No, I saw 2 10s show up. Why aren't you showing? No.
You got to drop it on the chat window.
I did drop it on the chat window,
It's just
Shanky.
lag? Well, what'd
I
you
don't
get?
know.
I trust you. What'd you get?
I saw 2 10s. That was all I got. That's all I cared about, but I'll do it. I'll do it again.
I see you hit the button. Yeah, I see it.
Persuasion.
See manipulation. There, I see the dice now, finally. 4.
Okay. Hold on.
You go Google willpower that one.
I'm going to repower the 1. There we go.
5.
I want to know.
No, I didn't do her. Tanya's kind of fun to impersonate, though.
So you impersonated Tanya to Victoria? Oh, it went both ways.
Christabella one night.
Oh.
Bella gets a little mad if she found out, but
It's a good thing she won't find out.
that's right. Because I can trust you. Otherwise, strange things could happen. You know, it's funny. Otherwise, you could say bad things to Manuel and he grins again. I would never do that.
I feel like you would make strange things happen whether or not I say things. It's a matter of how negative those strange things are.
It's a handy tool, though, isn't it?
It's quite impressive. Seems like you can be very useful with it. Imagine being able to act as a different person.
Well, I can't look like him. I can just make him appear and do things. Can't hide myself.
Oh.
I can't change what I look like. I can't hide myself in as somebody else, but I can make him wander up and say and do things.
Can you make things invisible?
Not really. It doesn't quite work as well. It works good with glass. I can make it a mirrored glass. That works pretty well. I can make blood come down the street, make a whole flood of blood come down the street. Though that doesn't work as well because it doesn't move cars or move anything. It just flows down.
So what looks real? So what's the distinction between what can look and feel and smell versus
Well, okay,
blood
so
flowing down the street?
if I make the blood come down the street, it won't move the cars. It won't affect those. But I can make it slosh in your boots as it comes across you. But it won't push you over. It won't have the force behind it.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm trying to figure out one night if I can catch Becky outside of Elysia. Because that bitch, I'm going to start making her grind on a pole. I mean, I'll make the pole too, just to do it. She gives me stripper vibes some nights, so I'm going to make her be one.
In front of her?
Well, of course. Maybe she'll understand how pathetic it is strutting around like she does.
You better be hidden pretty well.
Oh, that's the fun part. As long as I can see them, there's no real limit as to how far away I have to be.
Can you be looking at them through like binoculars?
No.
Be
It's got to be
visual.
But that still leaves a lot of room to work with.
Can I have a code word if you do this to me?
And he gets a grin. You mean a safe word? What's your safe word? Tell me your safe word.
Oh, now you're putting Red on the spot. I don't know. What's my safe word? She asked him.
Pina coladas.
Saxophone.
I mean, you could go with, everyone says pineapple, but that's overused. Don't use that. Go banana.
Okay, banana. That's the safe word.
Okay. Look, I'll make sure that if I'm using you, I'll let you know. Okay.
Like, it's on me if I don't pick it up, and you can slip it in as subtly as you want. But like, just something. Give me a chance, okay?
That sounds like fun. I think we can do that. And he grins again. You can tell this guy has a bit of a Joker streak in him for sure. He finds this all amusing. It's a game.
I just find myself another Emilio. This is what happened here.
No, this is much worse in some ways.
Great.
So as you're riding over, we're going to flash to Callum, Rashad, and Bo, because Kat and Christabella can't really talk on the back of this noisy-ass Harley. So Callum, Rashad, and Bo, you're riding back. I'll let you all.
Well, actually, yeah, as we're walking over to the van, just to make sure they get there, for the insurance investigation, they're going to know that I called from close by to the restaurant. So I'm going to stay here and greet the police and the first responders. I'll just let them know that I came down in response to the alarm, and this is what I showed up to. So I'll meet you guys back there after I do whatever I have to do here.
Thankfully, your building is not right next to a bunch of, the other buildings aren't that close to it. So you're not in danger of burning part of the city down.
Oh, the building's also stone.
Right.
Yeah, but the gas going off inside has made sure that's gutted.
Yeah.
And even brick can't handle heat.
Maybe try and stay hidden until you actually see police lights.
Yes, of course.
Don't just be waiting out in the open.
You can already hear the fire trucks responding.
No. Yeah. So I'll just catch an Uber back, or you can send Ashton back.
Ashton, I'll drop him off and then come back and get you. You should have dealt with him by then.
All right.
So
before we leave, do I see the Wraith again?
You don't see it. It doesn't come back out. Fire hurts them too. So once the fire started, it probably de-assed the premises with a quickness. Fire is universal in World of Darkness. Nothing likes fire.
Be careful. I don't know if the being is still around.
I will. And I'll hand Bo my mace and gladius and desert eagle.
I'm sure you've got a permit for the gun.
I do. Yeah.
As a restaurant owner,
so
even in places that don't normally give a lot of concealed carries, you can get one due to handling large sums of cash.
Right. I will hand you the suppressor, though.
That is highly illegal in every state.
You can hang on to that just so you always have it when I'm close to you.
So
I flip them off.
Rashad and Bo, you're riding in the vehicle. Do you need to have a talk?
Yeah. If Rashad doesn't, or if Rashad doesn't mind.
Of course. Are you all right?
As much as I can be seeing, my work crumble in flames, but again, was kind of already mentally prepared for that. But I was not so forthcoming when you and I did our precognition stuff. Didn't want to say it in front of the group right away just because I know you'd understand a little bit more, both having a similar ability, but also what happened to you after the sisters. And I'm saying this low enough that I'm trying to say this low enough that like Ashton doesn't hear.
Okay.
My vision wasn't so much a vision as it was music.
Are you trying to find information out about them?
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious after it happened, which I know is a dangerous thing, but it unfortunately makes me more curious.
The need to know more is a dangerous thing to follow. I will not assume your level of ability, but from what I understand, the more older they get, the older we get, the more tricks we know. I will see what I can find out about this influence over our ability, but I would recommend you avoid them for now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Are you okay?
Yes, it was unfortunate, but it is better that Mr. McFarlane's people die than to continue to live as they were.
Yeah, that's why I didn't hesitate. That was worse than having a shotgun slug put into him. And pardon me for this turn of phrase, but that ghost did seem to spook you. Was it just the nature of what these beings are, or was there something specific about what you saw?
Necromancy is a difficult art to learn. It takes something from you, and I was not interested in exchanging that part of myself for more power. It bothers me to know that there's one of our kind on the other side. In truth, I'm worried that I'm going to be forced to learn in order to live up to my expectations. My name has certain requirements.
Well, if it means anything, we don't have those expectations of you.
Not yet. But it will become more difficult. I'll be very unpopular if we start to encounter more ghosts and you all begin to lose things. And you begin to wonder if I could have stopped it if I had been willing to gain more power.
That may be, but just because you don't go down a path doesn't mean you're standing still. You've chosen a different path that will lead to other abilities and things that you can do that will be useful to us. You're not useful to us because of what you can do. You're useful to us because of you.
I don't know if that is true.
Well, you can believe me or not, but to me, it's true. So right now, you're the only one doubting yourself, because I certainly am not.
What do you know about my family? What have you heard?
Would my sire have mentioned anything, storyteller?
No, because in Chicago, as far as you knew, there were no Giovannis until you met him. The Giovannis had disappeared from Chicago after, as you were told by your sire, not fulfilling their end of a bargain with Alan Sovereign.
But there was a Giovanni in the court of Milwaukee.
There was. You met a Alessandro Giovanni, who was very much a necromancer. He was... God, you got mob vibes off him. He loved his white suits, which for a kindred is a statement, by the way. Anyone who wears a white suit as a kindred is saying, I can feed without spilling a drop of blood.
So I might not have even had a positive experience despite him being on the court.
He was not interacting directly with you. He was advisor to Jacqueline Duran, Queen of Milwaukee.
Despite limited interaction, I would still say my knowledge is pretty sparse. Rashad.
Well, I can tell you that despite our reputation, we are supposed to be a family. We are supposed to take care of one another. It doesn't mean that we always get along, but it is, let's just say, unusual to be abandoned. It would almost be preferable to have been killed. At least that means that someone felt I was worth dealing with.
I'm sorry. As I and Kat can certainly attest, the families we're born with versus those that we choose, sometimes the latter is stronger bond. And while we were put together in unusual circumstances, having to flee Chicago, knowing that you wouldn't abandon us makes me feel a lot better. I'm not trying to
good man.
I'm not trying to, tell you that we're a replacement for your family. Family trauma is family trauma. I'm certainly dealing with my own right now. But I would not suggest projecting that drama onto us who are with you now, because we are not those people.
Of course. Either way, I will do what I can for as long as I can.
That's all we can ask. I think we let it be there.
Okay. So, Callum, please give me your role. I need a manipulation persuasion from you, because you're dealing with the police, the fire department. I want to see how well your Ventru persuasion works here.
Okay. And I do also have negotiation as a specialty.
Sure, I'll let
if I
you
can
use a
utilize
+1 on that. Very nice. 5. That's a very good roll for that. Now you give the police a full statement. Talk about, how you arrived there after the alarm come to check to see what it was, found the vehicle smashed in it. Don't know how the driver got squished like that in the front. even though, he's burned up. You explained you saw the driver look like he got killed in the crash. Must have hit a gas line or some shit. Cops seem to believe it. They take your statement, make all kinds of notes, tell you they'll be in touch after the fire marshal's done. But they don't seem to think either way about what your statement is. Nothing suspicious comes off. 5's damn good against mortals.
All right.
Now, Kat, you and Bella get there before everybody else, first of all.
Uh-huh.
And as you stop at the at your logistics, she gets off the bike, and you notice her pull a glove out of one of the saddlebags on the bike to pull on her right hand where she was wielding the knife. And that's when you notice that her hand has gone black up to about here on her hand.
Is there something I can do for that?
No, side effect. There's a price for using this weapon.
And why the hell do you use it?
Because it's effective.
Yeah, but Bella.
You don't handicap yourself in a fight. You fight with every weapon you have.
Well, I know this.
Every advantage you have. And you pay the price later. It'll heal. It'll take a day or two and it'll be fine. And she pulls a glove on to hide it.
Stubborn.
And then she pulls a glove on the other hand.
Cat walks in.
We're at a war. You don't
I know.
fight at a disadvantage.
No shit. Who you talking to?
So I pay the price.
Yeah, but damn. If it extended any longer than it did, you'd be paying the price in the middle of the fucking heat of battle. Not worth it.
Takes its toll. Haven't lost yet. It's never made it past the shoulder. I try not to let it get past the shoulder. I don't know what it would do if it spread. Yeah. But I won.
Of course.
We won.
Yeah,
we always win.
Except Rurik's ass.
He is a pain in the ass.
No shit. I grew up with him.
I didn't know you knew him.
Fuck yeah.
Related, huh?
Yeah, he's my brother.
Well, that's
He's my
fucking
sire,
shocking.
too.
Oh, dear God. He showed up about a year ago.
Give me all the dirt. I want to know everything you know about him because I'm going to take the fight to him as soon as I have it.
First of all, his title was Templar.
Oh, good for him. I guess he did enough bootlicking.
Yeah. He let us know quite clearly in Elysia one night.
Oh, of course he did.
I get the impression
he's going by a different name now, too.
He goes by a different name publicly, but not officially. He still uses
Rurik
when he's dealing with us.
Okay.
Apparently the name has some prestige attached to it on the Sabbat side.
Yeah, he fought in the war in New York.
I get the impression he was sent here to deal with the fact that, well, we took the city from him. I've been wanting to get a hold of him a while.
Wondering if Grandma Ludi sent him or not.
Don't know. He's not said. But Templars aren't normally in the city.
Huh. How much you want to bet he's not the only one? He's just the visible one.
I'm sure it hit him as a blow to lose their city to us. And then not be able to dislodge us after we've set up shop. I'll wait for your friends, though. We got to talk about what happened tonight. Next one's to pull up. Rashad and Bo, you get there after. Gwen, Dre drops you off. He's like, Bella's got her bike. I've got other things to do. But I am sure we will be in touch at some point.
Are the flowers still there?
No, they disappeared after a while.
Oh. She was like, I'm sure we will then. I'll remember the word.
Remember that.
She'll walk away.
And as you get out, Bella is still waiting out by the bike with her and Kat. Bella looks over at you. You rode with Trey.
Kat's legit laughing.
How else am I supposed to learn about people if I don't talk to them?
He's a prankster. And when I say
Really?
prankster, he has a very odd sense of humor and things he found funny.
I've heard it causes quite the trouble.
Yes. One night he had Manuel show up.
Mm-hmm.
and told Victoria she needed to go and get him a bag of red Skittles and red Skittles only.
Did she do it?
Yeah.
A little on her then too.
Like, Manuel does weird things once in a while, not often, but once in a while, and you generally just do what he says. I mean, look, he's Malkavian. If a Malkavian tells you to do something strange, do you question him, or do you just go, Malkavians? Turns out it wasn't Malkavian. It was goddamn Ravnos.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's pretty obvious what he is.
Yes. But he's useful. And all his pranks, he's never caused me a problem. And he's damn handy at times.
I'm sure.
You know how many times he's gotten me out of a scrape when police show up and he has other police officers already there handling the scene?
Okay, that is nice.
See, and if I don't talk to him, he won't do those types of things for us.
I
Yeah.
talked with him.
Yeah, he's... See, you talked with him. Now expect him to play pranks on you, too.
Of course.
The
I
fool,
have a contingency plan for that.
he still thinks he fooled me with the Tanya little game he played one night, but I know better.
What happened with that?
He had Tanya show up and told me that he wanted to arrange a fight. Tanya wanted me to arrange a fight. Manuel wanted to see me go up against fucking Otto, one of the other HOA board members.
And how far did that get?
I entertained him, told him we'd get it on a fight card put together. And then when he left, I laughed, called up Tanya. We both laughed. Manuel knows better. I'd kill him. And I don't mean figuratively. I'd kill him.
So why haven't you put a stop to his pranks?
Because he's useful. You don't handicap yourself in a fight. And he's very useful in fights and out of fights. Now you come up, Rashad and Bo, you pull up about the time he's saying that, or she's saying that. And Ashton drops you off and turns around immediately to head back towards the restaurant, or what's left of the restaurant, to pick up Callum. You're missing one.
He's dealing with the mortals.
Okay, cool. Want to step inside and talk? We want to wait for him before we talk?
We can catch him up.
Before we do, is everyone all right? And Rashad will look at everyone to make sure that no one's moving or behaving oddly.
I'm perfectly fine. The bitch thought she could throw me and hurt me.
That was a good landing.
Thanks. Yeah, let's head in.
And she goes inside with you. I've got to say I'm surprised at what happened tonight. I haven't seen that before. My guess they used the owls to drop bottles on your building?
Oh, yeah. I'd bet.
I've been waiting for him to pull the trick of using insanely embraced after I found out what was happening when they embraced. They can't use them like they used to.
No, but they can use them as throwaways.
And use them in a different way. Pure terror troops.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone actually get eyes on Becky? I mean, to be fair, she was the one invited, so it was kind of
Probably
her.
wasn't even there.
She wasn't even there.
Right.
Why would she be
then-
there?
Well, she was the one invited, so it was a little rude that she didn't show up.
She's a bishop. A Templar showed up instead.
Yeah.
They sent a wraith as well.
Now, wait. Say what?
They sent a wraith. Based on the fact that none of us were attacked, my assumption is that they were there to ensure that the fire went up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense. The kitchen started acting very funny. Like all the electrical systems on whatever electrical appliances were there just started going wild.
Okay, that's fucked up.
So they weren't taking any chances. I knew they'd do a distraction. I figured the ones out front were a distraction. I didn't realize that they would both have an aerial attack going and a ghost
attack. Yeah.
But they didn't take any chances. But at the same time, they weren't very aggressive with it.
They were fucking showboating.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
they weren't attacking you all. Like I said, they weren't going to do that.
That was a message.
Yeah.
They wanted to show they could hit, even if you're defending what you own, they can hit it
Yeah.
and take it from you without killing you at all.
But the fact you were there to defend showed that you weren't going to back down with a threat.
Destroying a building doesn't mean you lost the territory.
Absolutely not, because it can be rebuilt.
No, but you've lost the building. You couldn't defend it from them when they decided to take it from you.
Exactly.
It's a message.
Mhm.
It's not.
It's not meant. It's just basically, here's what we can do.
It was
Absolutely,
a flex.
I agree.
Yeah.
Come on. That shit was.
And my brother was leading it, and he's been nothing but a showboater his whole goddamn existence.
It's too fancy. The rats watching. He's one of them.
Where did they scurry off to?
Yeah,
those
owls
rats?
dropping shit on your building.
They went down the storm drains when I threatened to eat them all if they didn't return to their masters.
That's the
Yeah, what?
fucking nos.
Yeah, that's the nos. That's the fucking sewer rats. We know whose side they're on.
So Gwen was right.
Yeah, I'm going to have a talk with Manuel about that. That didn't seem as neutral as they should have been.
No, not at all.
I know they're going to claim they didn't do anything. They just watched.
They gave a Templar cover.
But he was hiding in them.
They may
And
not
he
have
admitted
known
they
that he
gave
was
him
there.
cover.
There's no way they didn't know he was there.
They
I'm not
knew he
saying
was
that they-
there.
I'm not saying that they didn't actually know. I'm saying they can say they didn't know.
Plausible
No
deniability.
one will believe that. They're nos. They know whose their rats are.
Okay,
Yeah.
implausible deniability.
It's implausible.
I do not. Forgive me if this comes off as a bit rude, Miss Black, but are you capable of interacting with the truly undead?
I can see them sometimes, not normally. Once in a while when I'm using my vision, when I switch to see through darkness. But I don't see them often. It's
Would-
not really something I've ever practiced.
I would recommend you be a bit more careful. Your particular weapon would be very unfortunate if they were to find a way to gain control over you in order to use it.
I have a feeling that wouldn't go well for them. Do you know what this stuff is made of?
The abyss itself.
Much worse than that. My sire, before I put it through him, explained it was made of oblivion, of entropy, the absence of things.
It
I
would
don't
destroy a
think-
wraith, too.
I don't think much of anything can stand against it. That's why I have it. That's why I took it out of him after I stabbed him.
There would be more than a few people from my family that would be very interested and more than willing to sacrifice a few dozen tools in order to have a chance at getting one success.
No,
I think many people would with that blade.
I believe it. I think they'll find it cuts both ways if they get it. And as she says it, you can just see her flexing her hand a little, though all you know is she's got a glove on where she didn't before.
Is there any? Does she have the blade out?
No, it's
Or
stuck in its scabbard
okay.
at a waist.
However, if they have it, that means you don't. And that might be all they want.
And Kat just mutters stubborn under her damn breath.
And with it in its sheath, you don't feel the cold or anything. It's just an odd black-handled knife.
I'm curious if someone were to possess you, Would the Wraith be the one who pays the price for using it, or would you be the one to pay the price for using it?
Now, see, I don't even like that discussion, possession. Let's not even entertain that. Can you imagine someone taking this body and she kind of flexes a little? Come on.
Now who's showboating?
Look, when you lift like I do, and you practice like I do, you do it for a reason. You want people to notice.
Uh-huh.
That's just the way it is. You don't get into the fighting like I did unless you want people to see what you are. And even before I became dead, before I became La Sombra, I was a weapon. Now I just get to enjoy it. That was fun tonight. Sorry about your building, though. Make sure you let Callum know I'm sorry about his building. I'd never seen him do that before. That was a new trick.
Tin roofs.
Tin roofs.
What is the HOA's policy on things like this?
What do you mean?
They help fund any form of reimbursement?
No. Come on. Manuel don't have that kind of money. It's not like we collect dues. We could start collecting dues and we could fund that kind of stuff, but
I was just asking. No need to do that.
that's just part of holding what's yours, you know? It's if they burn my gym down, that's on me.
I'd be remiss not to look or miss free money.
I get it. I mean, Victoria could probably replace it if you can convince her to do it. She's got the money. She's money
Sure,
bags
Callum
from
has his
family of money
ways.
bags.
Knowing Callum, I'm not too worried about replacing the building.
Telling you, if you can get Victoria to come off that Scrooge McDuck vault, I'm sure she's got the money for it somewhere.
Thank you, Bella.
Right.
And please give Dre our thanks as well.
Jesus, you're going to make his ego even bigger than it is.
I don't think
Should
that's
you
possible.
Should you or your people ever find themselves in need of legal assistance, feel free to visit Paramount, whether day or night. They will take care of you. Just let them know you have a recommendation.
I definitely will look you up on that. I've got a couple of fighters in my gym that sometimes aren't selective about where they decide they feel like fighting. Look, you wind them up that tight, and sometimes they just kind of feel the need to let go. So I may hit you up on that.
Just taken care of.
Well, you let Callum know I am sorry they got him. Sorry about his people. I know that's part that's got to hurt because I wouldn't like to see my people taken that way either. But now we know. We can make adjustments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll catch you later, Kat. We're going to go hunting one night.
Indeed.
We're going to go have some more
Tell me
fun.
everything you know.
About your brother?
Yeah.
Other than he's a shithead?
Well, of course, I knew that.
Sure, we can do that. And she turns and walks out, and you can hear the motorcycle, even in the building, you can hear the motorcycle crank up. And about 45 minutes later, Callum comes back. He had to talk with the police a little while in the fire department. And now I'm going to turn it over for the last scene of the evening. As we end this season start, I'm going to turn it over to the full coterie together at last.
Yes, so the Templar that was there this evening was my brother. And my sire.
Fitting that he came as a rat.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. No, there is no loyalty there. Don't worry.
You've met my brother, right?
Yeah. Well,
Heard about him anyway.
yours didn't embrace you when you were pregnant.
No.
Anyway. I'm definitely going to end him when the time is right. And if I die in the process, so be it. But
Well, Kat,
tonight,
I would like to be there, if possible.
you're more than welcome to. Anyone is. But in the future, Callum, do not invite the enemy to dinner.
They were going to come anyway.
Yeah, but you brazenly invited the enemy to dinner in Elysia. And you did so without even considering the fact that Bo works there too. So please be mindful of that in the future, because you put both of you at risk. She was courteous enough to give you a 30-day warning. She didn't have to.
Well, if you think she's going to spare any of us because we don't issue any further invitations, I think.
No, I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
But let's not instigate it unless
To
we
be
know we
fair.
can back it up.
To be fair to Callum, the only reason we got the 30-day notice was because of the invitation. I also think he's probably learned his lesson based on how he had to treat his people.
I've said my piece. I am sorry that your people got taken. That is what they do. Welcome to a Sabbat war. They will terrorize, disrupt, destroy, and take everything from you. Trust me, I know.
Well, in my book, your brother deserves the same treatment that Templars in the past received, to be staked and slowly burned.
It wasn't just him. We are going to have to prepare to be able to take the fight to them. Take something of theirs. If we want to
should
make
also-
a mark and we want to get something in this city, other than this sub-industrial district that has no goddamn nightlife,
We have to go on the offensive.
we have to go on the offensive. And if we retaliate, it shows them we're not going to take their shit. These
I
aren't
agree with
civilized kindred
retaliation.
you're dealing with.
I do think that we should not act rashly, though. That's what they want.
Oh, no, of course not.
No.
We plan and prepare, just like they did.
I think there's a difference between revenge and retaliation. Retaliation, we will plan, we
Yeah.
will scheme.
This isn't going to be a crime of passion. This is
I
going
just
to be
want
plotted.
to make sure.
Oh, no.
I can't read your mind, Kat.
I get it. No, trust me, there is a bit of crime of passion drive when it comes to Rurik, okay? I will admit that. I'm glad I could keep my shit together when I saw him.
I get what you're saying, though, Cap.
I
If we want to
do
make the
not
name for our
yet.
set. Oh, go ahead.
I do not intend to stop you all or to not retaliate, but this confirms there is definitely someone from my family on their side. So I will warn you, losing your family members, killing your family members is not the worst thing that they can do to them. I've seen cousins of mine do things to the undead, truly undead, that would strike fear. Be careful not to go too far in your retaliations, in our retaliation.
So don't kill them? Then what are we supposed to do?
I'm telling you not to go too far because
Well,
they
it's
can
not
do
like we
things to
can
the
wipe
ones.
them all out. We have to be
Then-
strategic.
But right now we're getting pushed back. The Camarilla is getting pushed back. We need to start moving our chess pieces forward
Exactly.
on the board.
And take more territory.
Slowly but surely. This is, again, if we can take a small piece, that shows that there are cracks.
Right.
And if we can show there are cracks, that might mean more support
Exactly.
for our ideas.
Exactly. You've got it, Bo.
Callum,
we're
what
not.
do you think?
I think that not reacting rashly, we need to think about not only our own defense, but how we're going to respond.
Mhm.
And in a measured way, as Rashad was saying, so that we don't incur the wrath of those that we don't have an ability to strike back against.
Oh, at a minimum,
we're-
tit for tat. They took one of our buildings, we take one of theirs.
I think we're saying the same thing, but just in different ways.
Mm-hmm. At a minimum,
Then
tit for tat.
allow me to offer a small window into what we can do. For your loved ones, should they die, make sure to get rid of anything they cared about. Jewelry, toys, all of it. I don't know what connects the dead to our world. I don't know the rules. But you do not want them to get a hold of any of these items. Mr. McFarlane, I would recommend getting rid of anything that your former employees may have held dear, or holding it and locking it away somewhere very, very secure.
Then I may make a request that we venture out to my childhood home at some point.
If something were to happen and one of them were to become a wraith, as you said, would you be able to handle it?
At the moment, no. I don't know. I did not learn my family's abilities.
Perhaps
Maybe that's
the
something else.
Perhaps the necromancer isn't actually on their side, but is a free agent.
I was wondering that. I was going to ask if we thought any of the other observers, players, were watching there in some way, but I don't think it was a big enough fight for them to have cared necessarily. Not yet, anyway, but the more we advance, the more we'll have opportunities to see them.
When did you, by any chance, catch anything in your sneaking around? Anyone, or was it just the gasoline that you had caught?
They
the gasoline?
had employed owls to drop
Who wouldn't?
bottles of combustible fluid and then a lit igniter. I saw it from the outside.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, 10 roofs. 10 roofs, y'all.
Among other things, I
Among
have
other
some
things.
design ideas.
Yeah, 10 roofs.
Callum, look at it this way: third time's a charm.
Right. Very true.
Oh my goodness.
Shanky, in
Yeah.
the past, I have gone back to the teachings of my old philosophy teacher. And I think I would like to send him a message and let him know what's happened to me recently. Not all the specifics, but ask him if there's any reading or any documents he would recommend to help me make some sense of what has happened.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind for later.
Okay.
I do want to do something really quick. So as this conversation's happening, Gwyn's probably spent some time thinking about Rurik. And I was wondering if he could use the ministry clan merit.
Oh, because he did come up.
Mm-hmm.
He did speak to someone.
He did speak to someone. Yes, he did. And technically was even close enough you would have been able to hear parts of it.
I don't even need to be, but yeah.
Yep. So that's once per session. You can discover something superficial related to it. I will say, based on this, because it's related to his desire or ambition, he wanted to kill Kat right then. He wanted to kill her, but there was an undertone of fear about breaking orders. The way he said he had his orders. He has paid the price in the past for failure to follow orders, and it was a hard lesson on him.
Embracing her was when he broke orders.
Yeah, so after like taking a bit and like I guess the conversation seems like it's kind of winding down, Gwyn will look at Kat and say, I'm sure you know this, but he would have killed you then and there. His temper got out of hand. He was only afraid of repercussions and the punishment. That threat of punishment goes away if he's punished for something else. There's no reason why he wouldn't.
I'm not surprised that's how he got into the mess where he got punished in the first place, I'm sure. He came to kill me the night he embraced me. He panicked in the last fucking minute because he realized our grandmother had plans for me. And he just fucked them up. So he embraced me thinking that might fix it. But no, it didn't. I was my grandmother's broodmare. I was to birth the next dragon. He wasn't aware of that plan. That is why, every time I was pregnant, she would let my bond expire. So that I could do what I needed to do to ensure a healthy pregnancy. I had just found out the night that he came to kill me. Because I didn't have the bond in effect, I could disobey orders when I was ordered to kill a ghoul that was brought to me for medical treatment during the war. I didn't kill that ghoul, I saved him. Because I was a doctor.
I'm sorry to hear that, Kat. You shouldn't have had to go through that. But don't let that
But
rage...
I will kill him. I'm not afraid of him. He can be after me all he fucking wants. I stood up to him then, and I'll stand up to him now.
Don't let the rage control you. You don't want your kids now to lose their mother. Just be mindful.
My kids know I won't rest until he is ash. I stood up to him for them so that they had a chance with my husband and my father to escape. I was just a ghoul standing up to a vampire. I knew I would die. I would do it 100 times over. Yeah, there's rage. Absolutely. And it is righteous rage. He killed my child. But it's more than that. He has always thought that he was better than he is. He has always thought that he was something so fucking special. And he's really not. He's nothing but a fiend. And I've told him all along, I'm the dragon. And we cull our own.
Guess we'll have to see how it unfolds.
And as the group goes their separate ways, I know Bo needs a brief scene with Gwen as we wind down this episode. And I'll turn it over to you two as we reach the conclusion tonight.
I guess I don't know how to start this off, but I feel like you're maybe the best person to talk about this with. I tried talking a little bit about it with Rashad, and he seemed understandably resistant. But Bo takes out a knife from his bag and is like, "One, I want you to have this.
Thank you.
Okay. Maybe we could safely train with it, not cause, each other too much damage, but I could certainly freshen up on some practice and saw you were interested. I mean, everyone seems to have a knife now between Bella, myself, whoever. So,
I was lucky because I was invisible, but I won't always be invisible. So I appreciate any offers.
But maybe when we're training, we could talk about our favorite music.
I'd like that.
Great.
Well, Bo, I'll see you around then. And she jiggles the knife and walks away.
Good night.
As this group has had one hell of an interesting night, along with Kat got the real confirmation that her brother was in town. Callum's building burned down. Rashad now knows for sure there is one of his clan somewhere in the city. Bo, you heard the music tonight. And Gwen got a little bit of a secret out of Andre. You now know that Andre thinks he was cleverer than he actually is. Right here, we're going to end the season premiere. Kansas City, a domain divided. We wanted to start it off with a bit of a bang. Where do we go from there? Coterie is looking for retaliation. You can't let this stand, invited or not. You cannot let what Becky arranged tonight stand. I'd like to thank my amazing players, the viewers for coming out for the season. I know this episode ran later than usual, but it's a season premiere. So you know what? That shit fucking happens, especially at the season premiere and at the season finales. They run a little late. Please join us on the Discord. That is where this show was cast from. All these players here you see that were so great tonight, they came from our Discord. As a matter of fact, there is an open casting call right now still. If you want to play Mage the Ascension with Ravnos Archon, join our Discord, check out the casting couch, look at the casting call and see if it interests you. And if so, you send him a message so that you can apply to be in that game, because Mage is fun. I don't play it, but it's fun. It really is. If you want to catch our back episodes, pop over to our YouTube. All the back episodes of this stream, all of our other streams. I'm not even going to list all. Trust me, we have so much World of Darkness and third-party independent content on there. You'd be amazed. There's over 400 videos at this point on our channel. So more than enough stuff to watch. If you want to see some D&D or Call of Cthulhu, go to Ishvel's channel, also linked here in chat. That is Tiss's channel. That's where she puts her stuff up. You want to catch some amazing content creators, one of them right over here, the sneaky little ministry, that's hinting about secrets. He doesn't realize she's ministry yet, so he might have been a little more cautious at saying anything in front of a ministry if he knew. But she was perfect with it. Put him right into that corner. So that's Mischievous Red. We'll let her talk about what she's got going on in a little bit. If you want to support the players, so bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. If you want to
show your biddies for the players.
That's right. This was a rough night in general for him. There was a plan being enacted, and it was a showboater's plan. But Rurik is a bit of a showboater at times. So, bits and donations, they'll go to the players. If you want to give the studio, subscribe on Twitch, they'll take half. Go to our Ko-fi, or if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon, comment on the video. All that helps us on YouTube. Thank you, You're Any.
You're Any, not your ass.
For showing off 1,000 of his biddies. He's got a lot of biddies, everybody. And he showed off 1,000 of them. You go to our merch. You want to check out our merch, go to Zazzle.com, store McStabber Studios, and you can check out our Zazzle store. We still need to get our posters finished. We will at some point. I know we will. Before the end of the Chronicle, we'll have our posters for it done. It's just we've been kind of sidetracked, to be honest.
Been busy.
Yeah. So please check that out. And now, I think I've done most of mine. We'll get Red to talk about what she's got going on and Rhea and everybody. But first, let's go over to my wife for the schedule this week.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us for premiere week for Vampire this week. We had the premiere of Dark Ages on Wednesday, and now we're premiering this one today. Wow. Okay. So over the weekend, there's no streams. Just taking a break on Saturday. So the next stream is going to be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern when Dark Ages returns for season 3, episode 2 at 8 p.m. So join us then for that. And
they're going to be escorting Goratrix to go see Tremere, not Clan Tremere,
and
to see Tremere.
No, he's not going to be like waiting for us like, oh yeah, let's go. Oh, no.
They get to escort Goratrix to see Tremere.
Yeah.
Himself.
Yeah. I'm glad we now, once we get this done, we'll no longer owe Vikos because, this has kind of pissed Elena off with Vikos.
I owed a debt to Micah at the time, Micah Vikos.
Yeah.
That is the name he uses in this era.
Yeah. This
still a he in this era, as a matter of fact.
Thank you, friend of Baphomet. We appreciate the biddies for the cast. Awesome. But so that's on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to kick off that journey. And then on Friday, we'll be back here with season 2, episode 2 of Kansas City, A Domain Divided. 8 p.m. Eastern.
Now they've got to figure out their retaliation amongst all the other shit they got to do. It opens up now for them. No more blackmail plot to worry about. At least you got that off your plate, right? You got a whole bunch more things to worry about. Rashad's got to deal with a Giovanni somewhere. I can't wait for you two to meet. Yeah, grinning. Yeah. Let's go around and see what people's got going on. I know, Callum, this is, you're just on this stream, but Rashad, I know Re-Rolls down there has got stuff going on his channel.
Yes, we are not streaming at the moment, but I can tell you that we are preparing for vampires to fall on Louisiana in a few weeks. So keep an eye out for that announcement as we discover who's in our cast.
I almost did a New Orleans stream. It was that or DC, and I chose DC. I almost did New Orleans, though, just cause such a great place, such a good good history in its city to really work with. So, House, you got anything going on?
Like I said, the Fantastic Four podcast, the #1 Fantastic Four fancasting podcast on the internet, is no more. But we are in the works on a new podcast coming TBD, the Bad Accent Hall of Fame, honoring the best of the worst of Hollywood accents.
So Kevin Costner, got it. I mean, that's just a given.
Immediately what spawned into my mind.
I mean, I can name so many movies that his accent was just horrible. And you think Robin Hood was bad? You ought to watch him in the one about the Cuban missile crisis as he tries to do a Southern accent.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear God.
Mm.
Dear God, I do a better Southern accent. That's frightening. Mischievous Red, I know you're not streaming at the moment, but what you got going on so people know?
Yeah, so I stream mini painting on Sundays and then Final Fantasy 14 on Wednesdays. However, as Shinky said, I am taking a break until March 10th, probably, because I'm moving.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep. Welcome to the pain of home ownership.
Yes.
The never-ending drain on your wallet.
It's great,
Yeah,
but it's
already
also
experiencing.
painful. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. My advice to you, just tackle one problem at a time as they pop up.
Yep.
That's all you can do. You know, it's your house. It'll never be perfect, but it'll be perfect for you. There you go. That's my advice. And as always, everybody, as we end these streams, mental health, it's not a joke, not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. Check in on those around you and make sure they're okay. A lot of people aren't, especially, I would say this time of year, especially all year round. People are not doing well. So please check in on them. Please be the lifeline that they may need. And if you suffer from mental health issues like many of us do, first of all, it's okay to not be okay. And I want you to reach out to your own support network. But if you feel you don't have a support network you can reach out to, or you're not comfortable, in text or in chat, it's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There will be a professional on the other end of the line. I can't even talk tonight, and help you out with it. So please, mental health is health, and it's very important. And if you're not in the U.S., or if you're watching this on YouTube, go to findahelpline.com. Put in the country you reside in and get the helpline for your country. Because mental health is health, and we want people to take care of themselves mentally and physically. It's a complete package, everyone. You got to have both in as much order as you can get. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for her to finish her part of the outro so that we can end this episode after 3 hours.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Get your damn shots. Get your fucking flu shot. Get your fucking COVID booster. Both of them are illnesses that are not going anywhere. The flu shot also covers the 1912 Spanish flu that's still around, y'all. It just mutated to be a little less deadly. That's all. That's all it did. And that's basically what COVID's kind of doing too. So guess what? It ain't going anywhere. We've never learned to cure the common cold. We're definitely not curing flu or COVID. So yeah, get your fucking boosters. And also make sure you are registered to vote. Election is in November this year. There are primaries. Some have already happened. Some are still yet to happen. You want to participate. Trust me, primaries is where you can vote to try to get the person you really want on your ballots, local, state, and federal. So please participate. Make sure you're registered. Make sure if you are currently registered, that your registration is still in effect and that it is for the correct party affiliation. Not all states have open primaries. Okay? So you want to make sure that your party affiliation is correct on your registration. That can sometimes be messed up due to a clerical error. And sometimes it's messed up due to voter suppression. Sometimes registrations are just canceled due to voter suppression. So you want to make sure you're set with love.
And I do thank everyone for coming for season 3. It's going to be a wild ride, people. I don't know what's going to come. We're going to find out. But I hope you're going to be along with it and to enjoy the story with the rest of us. Good night, everybody.